Hello, welcome back to Monster Train, featuring whichever rapper I found today. Who are you?
What's that in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a UFO because I'm Action Bronson.
Alright, Action Bronson. You know, someone who I do not think I've heard a single song by, but I know that he does a lot of food stuff.
Yeah. Also, he does a lot of alien stuff.
Ah.
Hence the
The,
whole
mhm.
UFO thing.
I figured. I think he was on a Hot Ones episode that I watched, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he's been on two actually. He
Oh.
was. I watched one recently, which is why he was on my mind.
Ah. So, you told me you have a tidbit for the start of the episode. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have a tidbit. Before we get into it, I was streaming this earlier today. Some good old Monster Train.
Okay.
And a gentleman by the name of Steve came by the stream who works for Shiny Shoe, the developers of Monster Train,
Oh.
and he came by with and he was cool. So
And
big shout outs to Steve. I did not trash your scores
damn.
to him or anything.
Here I was thinking the next thing you did was pull up that screenshot and show it
No,
to the dev.
no, no, no.
If only. Alright, how you feeling about Monster Train today?
I'm feeling. I've been in rare form personally. I did it all off stream because I'm an idiot.
Uh-huh, of
But I
course.
managed to now get a 3-win streak.
Ooh. I have
And I
managed
had a 2-win today as well on
I've
stream.
I've managed to spend a lot of time complaining about how much I hate Umbra melting.
Okay, cool.
Umbra melting, by the way. What I had to play in
Yeah,
yesterday's video.
it's gonna be Umbra melting right now. I'll tell you that.
I hope not.
Why did you have to play specifically Umbra melting?
I randomed into it, and then, if you haven't seen the episode, etc., but I did lose the first round. Oh my god.
You wanted just the
Well, Cranberry, I suppose that this is the end of our friendship.
Oh, okay, well, it was a good run.
It was a good run. Our friendship does come to an end when we lose a run. Actually, honestly, this is not bad. So, if you, I think you were there for the stream. Maybe you weren't. I don't remember. But I did do an Umbra melting training stream. I think you might have been on
like a month
vacation.
ago.
It was like last week, I think.
Oh, then I was probably on
I
vacation.
think you were on vacation. So I did an Umbra melting training stream. Now let me tell you what I learned about Umbra melting on this training stream. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You don't play melting. And
Yeah, that sounds right.
you don't have any answer to backline. Your answer to backline, because usually it's like, oh, well, we got to kill backline or it's going to overwhelm our front line. And you're like, in this clan combo, your actual plan is like, okay, if we don't hit a lifesteal morsel, we just lose the game. We have to tank all the damage. And if we miss it, it's over. And then you clean it up with like a multi-strike guy behind your gorger or whatever.
Okay.
So
Cool.
the positives here is that we have the best starting card for melting, which is molded.
Okay.
Being able to reform morsels is really, really powerful. One lifesteal morsel and we basically win combats. And we have Gem Trove, which is also pretty solid. Honestly, this is an okay start.
I hate Gem Trove this early because, we need to hit a Rubble Morsel and then draw it the next turn.
Right.
But give it a cost down maybe. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we may even want to consider, depending on how our first combat goes, going to the magic shop. We're gonna decide pretty much entirely based on where the Umbra banners are. It's basically find a good Gorge unit or lose the game. Those are our two options.
I think this is maybe all. I've been thinking about it more lately, at least. I think there might be certain clan combos where you want to more aggressively look for artifacts. Like,
Yeah.
if we get like the candle,
Right.
the burnout candle, that would solve backline for us.
That's true.
Even like Vapor Funnel could solve backline for us by just not ever dealing with them, and then they go up to the pyre and get killed.
Yeah, Light's Gift is also a pretty solid one because you get to save a bunch of health. And honestly, I did win with Shadow Eater in an Umbra melting run. He's not the worst in this clan combo. Shall we begin? Also, we have Prismal Dust for what it's worth, which is not much.
Yeah.
Here's the one other note that I have about Umbra melting after playing it a lot of times is I think that the biggest trap in this entire clan is Gorge Penumbra. In all of creation, I think the biggest trap is picking Gorge Penumbra.
I think honestly, in my heart of hearts, I think Gorge Penumbra is only good if you go Gorge 2, Trample 1.
You think
Also,
so?
there you go. Backline
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah, Vapor Funnel. That's
And
easy.
it's also only good if you get Fossilized Fangs.
You think
I
so?
think those two things are required. I've had it carry for me. I promise
I
you.
I have seen Gorge Penumbra on its own, Gorge 3, do really well. The big thing, the big thing, I talked about this, I think, a lot in the video about Penumbra, is that Gorge Penumbra is horrible against Daedalus. Like, of all of the champions in this game, I think I would rather have even, like, Conduit Tethys over Gorge Penumbra into Daedalus.
I think that's a bit much, but I understand the sentiment.
It's really, really bad, because I did the math, and even if you gorge Penumbra like 20 times into Daedalus, you'll still lose the combat unless you generated enough lifesteal or damage shield. And
It is sad.
I think the hardest part about Umbra melting is surviving Daedalus. Once we get past Daedalus, we can usually at least make it to Seraph.
Okay.
I think we go Monstrous here. I'm interested to hear if you have anything else.
No, I have no feedback. I'm a big Monstrous boy as well.
So,
and, you know, I think we got really lucky to get the train bong right off the bat.
yeah, the Vapor Funnel, I don't know what you're talking about. These videos are now monetized. We have to make sure that they're YouTube friendly.
Oh, did you actually get the monetization?
Yeah, there are ads on these videos. Thank you.
I did forget to say that. I should have said it at the beginning, but congrats on the 1K subs. This is our first recording since.
That is true. Thank you for the congrats.
I'll expect my check in the mail.
Yeah, I'll give you a cut of the ad revenue. Yeah, you'll get your 5 cents.
Hell yeah.
Our plan, by the way, for Daedalus, 100% our plan is going to just be to double Prismal Dust Penumbra ahead of Relentless.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's probably, or depending, you know, not 100% because we could see something good in the Umbra banner, of course, but probably our plan. This trial scares me a little bit. Although with the Vapor Funnel...
it is Vapor Funnel, so you'll kill the tanks, but then the backline still sneaks through.
Yeah, but they'll get swept up, right?
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, so this should be free.
The question is, like, we have to be careful to not let, what's his name, Penumbra just get murdered, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, we got the Prismal Dusts. This should be fine. I'm pretty sure this trial is A-okay. I think that my hot take here is, other than, like, the one that heals the enemies when you go up, the armor trial is probably the hardest trial in this game.
Let me think for a second. Multi-strike can be scary, too.
Is there one? Oh yeah, there is one that gives multi-strike. Oh yeah, multi-strike specifically on Sycophants of Seraph is terrifying.
Now, do you want to put like Penumbra maybe just top floor and just Prismal?
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I think that this is probably best. Let's think. Yeah, I mean we've done it.
We could have Shade Splittered too, but like then we're like, you know.
It's probably a Rubble Morsel. I was thinking about Collector, but I think we never catch it if it spawns middle here.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, it's not possible because this guy has 40 health. We wouldn't be able to. So I think that we just Shade Splitter and look for something good, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty straightforward combat, I think, from here on.
And just throw everything into the way to get murdered.
Yeah, just throw him into the grinder. It's a shame about the Collector, but we do get the unit draft. What units are you excited to see out of a unit draft?
Crucible Collector.
Ah, yes. You know, I gotta tell you, I have not had a run with Crucible Collector in a very long time. I had
a run where I tried to get Warden to work. I thought the idea I had was I treat him like a construct.
Mm-hmm.
The automaton, whatever his name is.
Right, the allied construct, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think we're guaranteed to hit Prismal Dust again, so we should Shade Splitter this turn, right?
Sure.
I believe so. It's close enough. And we can use this to save a damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
5 damage.
Use it to take a hit.
Tell me more about your allied turn, or allied construct run.
Well, it wasn't an allied construct, it was Crucible Warden.
Crucible Warden.
And I tried to give him multi-strike and turn him into a construct that didn't need fuel. And he got killed by fucking double barrel Daedalus on turn 2.
Yeah.
And that run didn't go well. I did make it past Daedalus though, by like a miracle, but I did crash and burn horrendously.
When I do my math to say we're guaranteed to draw something, 100% of the time I forget that Chains adds this garbage to your deck. I always forget that he does this to us.
Well, does putting a morsel in the way here save us?
Probably, right? There's a lot of outs here. It's not the end of the world. We take 5. I was incorrect. Should have just slammed it. I always forget, like, because this effect is so pointless, except for when it causes you to take 5 damage for no reason.
Well, you know.
Yeah, through the run.
Friendship slowly deteriorating.
It's almost over. I think we pick Mind Collapse.
Mind Collapse? Yeah, Mind Collapse.
But what if the unit draft has Shadow Siege?
No.
There is a case to be made for Entombed Explosive.
Yeah, we can, put it in front of Penumbra. It softens it, and then he tramples through.
I think that it's reasonable because our big fear is dying to Daedalus. The power of this run exponentially increases once we get to remove cards and add actual morsel generation to this. And I think that taking this is solid. Ugh.
What is this?
There's nothing I hate to see more from a unit draft than 3 blue units.
I mean, between the 3, Paraffin Thug is the most usable. Like, it makes money.
It's true, right? And you do want something to clean up after your Penumbra hits. There's usually something for him to grab. It's okay.
The issue is that we will maybe have to remove it later on.
Yeah, I think that's okay, right?
Yeah, I think it's fine,
Would you pick Wickless Tycoon here?
I don't know.
Because I think that if you would pick Wickless Tycoon, you'd pick Paraffin Thug.
What's the map? Where are we going on the next floor?
We're going to the Steel Shop because it has the Umbra banner.
Okay, then yeah, I think here we take the Paraffin Thug then, because then it gives us a good use for multi-strike if we see it in the shop.
And we may actually need him because I just looked and it's double barrel Daedalus. We should take a look at all of our bosses. So it is Chase Seraph, as we know. This is double barrel Daedalus. And it is Curse Fell.
Okay.
And we're going left. Although, one thing I want to pose just as a moment of thought is we don't necessarily see. I guess we don't see a merchant shop until after Daedalus. So if we want Gem Trove to be playable, we would have to go here. But I still think it's right to go for the Umbra unit.
I mean, maybe we just get rid of Gem Trove.
It's a really strong card. We just have to make it playable
for a while.
Yeah, I mean, where are we gonna get rid of it? Though?
We could if we get lucky, we could get the wingless event at the caverns and give Gem Trove to him.
That's true. That would not be bad. Left here, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I am in agreement.
And we only have 100 gold, and multi-strike does cost 105.
Let's see. Maybe if these are trash units, we just take the gold and then, Oh no. I mean, I don't think we need Shadow Eater because we have the Vapor.
The one that I'm looking at here is, of course, Mr. Master. I am a big proponent of Morsel Master.
I mean, if you want to go, the question is, do we go Master or do we go Multi-Strike on Paraffin Thug?
That is a good question. It's a very, very good question.
Where are we going? When's our next Umbra banner?
It is with an artifact to the left, and I think we go here. Right.
I think then we maybe want to skip this, get the money, and then multi-strike the guy. I don't know.
You think so?
It's tough, though.
It is tough.
Maybe not.
It's really close either way. I think that both lines have merit. So the question we have to think out is, do you think that... I think I'm leaning towards your line where we skip this for multi-strike, because multi-strike is immediate power, where Morsel Master is a long-term...
It's immediate power, and it should hopefully pay for itself, right? Like, we're spending money to make him stronger, but hopefully this will generate more kills, and then he will have paid for the investment.
Right. I think it's right to skip this. I think that we need to put all of our thoughts towards defeating Daedalus.
Surviving Daedalus? Okay.
Yeah, and I think that the better line, although,
The issue I see also is we take Morsel Master here, and then what happens if we whiff on the next Umbra banner and we get, I don't know, Morsel Maker, Morsel Master?
Oh, we just uninstall.
Okay.
I'm going to press skip here.
Okay,
I think it's right.
Good.
I do like Morsel Master quite a bit, but he's much better, once we get out of here. Pretty tough start here, I gotta say. It's not my ideal start to a run, let's say.
I think we take the mark here, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's no pyre
Yeah,
damage.
yeah, exactly. The only issue is that,
Mr.
to make
Thug.
it, yeah, Thug doesn't get to go down right away, but it is free real estate.
I think we should be able to play him.
We'll see, depending on what our hand is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can't put him.
Well, we can with Prismolest, right?
Won't he get murdered still? Does he only have like 3 HP?
Oh, you're right. And it costs 1 to play him. Yeah. Too bad we drew Gem Trove. Look at that, we drew 2 dead weights.
Perfect.
I think we have to put a Penumbra on the bottom floor here.
It's a little scary. We could put him top floor. He takes 15, but then there's room to put morsels there with him.
It's
Oh, we can also
true.
Prismal Dust him. Although I guess maybe we just want to put him bottom then if we're doing that. line.
Yeah, I think that putting him bottom is fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Just unfortunate we can't give him any morsels.
Yeah, it is, but... Just looking if there's any... We can't play him, right? There's no ways?
Yeah, there is 0 directions we can play him.
Okay.
We could put him bottom. Oh, I was gonna say we could put him bottom floor and dust him, and then and then play Penumbra top floor or something.
That would have been a pretty... yeah, that would have been a good
It would have
idea.
been a weird line.
It would have been real weird. He would make no money, but he would... That's weird. It's a weird combat. Let's just do this. He's not going to make us any money either way, I suppose, so that line would have been okay. But I think that we need Penumbra to be strong enough to 1v1 the boss. Do you remember which boss it is?
Here. Oh god, it might be Sweep Guy, but I don't remember.
I don't think it's Sweep Guy. I think that it's Spike's enemy.
Sword Guy?
No, I think it's the one with Spike.
Shield Spikeman.
Yeah, Shield Spikeman. Him. Explosive feels kind of wasted here, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, like the thing is that so if we had Mind Clasp, we could kill the heal guy, and then heal guy will, or then he'll go up and get vapor funneled, right?
Ah, true.
So, but the issue is that he's gonna get healed too much, and then he'll survive 1 hit from the pyre.
Right.
So I think killing him now is not bad, but we should draw vapor funnel before that second guy gets healed enough after getting hit by Penumbra. Right?
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Statistically.
I think so. I think we just do it like this then. We may as well play it. We want to play out the units, I guess.
Get him out of the deck.
Yeah. Hey, lifesteal. Our train steward lives another day. Missing 2 collectors is a little rough, but we should be good for money now. Combat's super weird. I hate Invasion Trial so much. It always leads to these really awkward situations. I think we have to dust for 3 here.
On Penumbra, right?
Yeah, I'm Penumbra.
Yeah. I thought for a second I thought you were like, because you had it still looking at the steward. I'm like, is the steward really worth that much?
We have to save the train steward. There is no choice. Ah, it is Shield Boy. He is gonna cause us some
mind
trouble.
collapse.
Yeah. If only we could have mind collapsed. Well, it's gonna be an awkward combat. I think that we may as well prevent this damage, because there's nothing else to do. Right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just reform the explosive. Super awkward combat. I don't think we're dead, but we might be dead here. Which would be unfortunate.
We will be able to mind collapse the crossbowman at least.
That's true. I think that the dregs are worth more than 1 train steward.
Yeah, I think so, because they'll get 2 hits in before Spikes kills them.
We want to put them in back for the purposes of burnout. 40, so I don't think we're gonna die here.
It will be close.
It will be close.
Keep in mind that vapor funnel is also reducing our damage quite a bit.
Yeah. I think we should play the train steward up here.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any reason not to. Okay, if we draw Paraffin Thug... Oh yeah, he's kind of worthless against this boss, actually.
He will get in 40 damage, though.
It's true.
Oh, Gem Trove, our hero.
With this, just imagine if it generated like 3 morsel miners and this guy just 1v1 the boss.
I mean, those are pretty good morsels to get still.
They are. He puts down 30 damage, our hero. I'm pretty sure we're alive. It's just tough. It's 4 damage. or 4 rounds, yeah. A little close. Not exactly what you want to be going into Daedalus with. This is Space Prism.
Making is worth considering, I think, but we don't have an actual unit to give it to, so I agree with Space Prism.
You're not wrong, though. This
We
is
could
really
give it to
good.
Seraph and Thug.
Yeah. And, like, this is just, it's really good because we can then reform the morsel miners.
That is true as well.
Yeah, I like making here. Alright. Sure.
I don't know, Voyix. I think we're not looking too hot, though.
It's all on this Umbra banner. Like, if this Umbra banner is good, we're okay, and if this Umbra banner is bad, we're probably dead.
This is a pretty tough choice. Do we need the second molded for more miners?
Nah, because we should end up holding over our molded in the perfect world.
Yeah.
Dripfall is not the worst here, I don't think.
Yeah, we can end up, like, you know, putting Penumbra down second floor and then Thug third floor and then dripping them down behind.
Yeah. I like that. I think this is the one.
I agree.
Alright. It looks dire. But we only need 8. We can take 8 more damage, at least. And that's all the health we need. Left path here?
Yeah, we need Collector, please.
Oh.
Okay, no.
Volatile Gauge. Goes really well with drags.
Yeah, no.
Chain of Gems is good here.
Yeah.
Gonna fuck it up nonstop, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
We want, like, just... Yeah, okay.
I think the right choice here is Alloyed Construct. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it more. Just because I feel like with Minor, we can try to do the holdover plan with it, and then, like, you know...
I think that...
Minor.
I think that if we had Morsel Master here, I would be all in for Allied Construct, but I think it's kind of hard to keep him powered.
Okay.
Although with the holdover reform, in theory it should be okay. My worry is, of course, the next room. Mm-hmm. I'm concerned about him in there.
Well, I think between the two of them, I think Construct does a better job of, you know... I mean, I guess actually no. Crucible Warden probably shines brightest against Daedalus because he only hits one at a time.
Mm-hmm. He'll get a bunch of damage shield in theory. If we can build him up enough, which we hopefully can, we can just feed him.
I guess in the short term, you know, I'm kind of on board for Warden then, just because I feel like Construct might not get enough food to fight Daedalus.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, right? He's probably... Because in terms of 1v1ing Daedalus, this guy needs at least... Or probably the... imagine, we need at least 10 fuel going into Daedalus, which I think is a hard one to swing. Or at most 10 fuel, right? Mm-hmm. Which means that we have to feed this guy probably somewhere in the range of like 14 to 15 times overall.
Yep.
Which is really hard. I think that Crucible Warden is the way.
I agree.
Alright. If we had the Morsel Master, though, I think we could have probably gone Construct there.
Oh, please, Wingless Boy, take our Gem Trove.
Ooh.
Oh, this is way better.
Yeah. Frozen Nostalgia sounds really good here, right? For all of our damaging spells?
No.
Okay.
So, I had a run recently where I actually took the manual instead of the hammer, and it worked really well for me.
Yeah.
I did get very lucky, though, with that. And I don't think this is the run for that. I think the hammer is much better right now.
Yeah, I think it's the hammer. Because we're going to have 4 spaces for Crucible Warden to Gorge, which is plenty. Plus, with this, we can put Paraffin Thug behind Penumbra just straight up, right?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty solid. It's really... This event is so crazy to me when you... Like, look at the power vacuum in terms of events between the one that just gives you a space artifact and then the one that's like, hey, would you like 4 pyre healing per round or 6 damage on your pyre?
Yeah. Oh, God. I hate Bone Shine. They should at least be like the option of like skipping and getting 10 gold. You feel a little better.
Hey, we got a 10 gold event, boys. So, I want to look at this. I think this is my newest hot take. This is the one that I've been working on. I think that Daedalus might have set patterns that he puts the explosives on. I think there might be like 4 or 5 seeded paths that he's set to put explosives.
Let me break up the protractor here real quick.
Okay.
And get my pen. Okay, so turn 1, floor 1.
Right.
I'm just keeping track. Don't worry.
Okay. It's just really hard to.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, what the hell, Cranberry? You lied to me?
Yeah.
It's hard to track because like how many runs in a row do you fight the same Daedalus, right? The answer is not many. I've found.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
I think what we do here is Penumbra mid floor.
Okay.
We can't put anything bottom floor. That barrel will ruin us, right?
We could actually put Penumbra down here. So we could put Penumbra, Paraffin Thug, or we could put just Penumbra, I think, and then play Prismal Dust and we'll have 5 damage shield. Penumbra will take 10. I don't think it's worth it.
I forgot about the necklace.
It's I don't think it's worth it still.
But hear me out here.
Okay, I'm
for my
listening.
plan. So, I think we've got enough space on top floor to put down Paraffin Thug, and then Warden in front, and then feed Warden comfortably right now.
I agree. I think that
so
this
what we do is, Penumbra mid floor, Paraffin with making of a morsel top floor. He's gonna love that miner, right? It's gonna make him really happy. And then I think maybe we just put a drag in front of Penumbra to like take a hit.
I think that this is a good idea. I'm going to follow this line. Play Penumbra first because we want him to have the damage shield, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that we just throw this drag away, right? I don't think we.
Oh, we could have it chump preemptively.
Yeah, but like the one that we'll put down next turn will have Chain of Gems damage shields.
Do we know we're getting one next turn?
It is likely.
It is likely. But we could give it the Crucible Warden though for 2 extra shields right off the bat.
I left my League of Legends open and it just made a noise. I'm sorry if you have League of Legends open and you're watching this video. So I think that we're guaranteed to draw something to chump block here, basically. Because we got 4 drags, we got 5 Shade Splitters, and we got...
I still think there is the argument that because guaranteed next turn we draw the Warden, we want to give the Warden the damage shields, just to start stacking it up, but hopefully we'll just beat him up on it.
Nah, you know what? You're right. That's a much better idea. I agree. Well, I gotta message the pickle dude and tell him I'm in the middle of recording.
Oh, was that the notification you got?
Yeah, the notification was him inviting me to a game. Oh, double barrel Daedalus, why would you do this? Okay.
This is looking a little dire.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world. We should be able to hold Penumbra down.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get double barreled again anytime soon.
Well, that's just a roll of the
I believe it's
dice.
time to feed, though. I think we just give Warden what he wants.
Yeah, I think that if Penumbra dies, we're still okay at this point. Our boys are gonna be okay up here. Funny, it's time to feed is what the pickle dude was gonna message me. Alright. I think we're okay here.
It's unfortunate that Penumbra is killing all these little guys, because they would have, been great to feed for Thug.
Yeah, lots of money.
Who has made us a grand total of $0 so far.
Nah, he's doing his best, okay? Yo, Chain of Gems is massive here. We get to block all of this. Wait, that's sweet. I think we molded back that morsel miner.
Yeah, definitely. But do we play... So the question is, do we play a drag in front of what's his name, or do we put the Entombed Explosives in front of Penumbra?
This is a good question. I think that...
You know what I like? Although, now I like it less. I realized the play you were gonna make which was put drag with shield in front of Crucible. I think.
No, it's just the morsel miner with shield in front of Crucible.
Oh, that's even better. That's a way smarter plan.
And then I think that we just let Penumbra go here because what should happen... This is the only floor that has any threat to us in terms of taking damage. So here's how it should play out. Here's how the rest of this combat goes, I think. If we let Penumbra die here, this floor will go up. This boy does 20, hitting Force Disciple down to 25. We get 2 procs of Paraffin Thug as he kills these 2. This guy dies to Vapor Funnel. We explosive this floor, which will kill this Disciple. This Disciple moves up. The haste comes in next round. This Disciple goes up, meets the same fate as this Disciple, where we get 2 more triggers of Paraffin Thug, and then the rest of them die. And then the final wave, same thing, where I think we can double slay every turn from here on if we let Penumbra die.
Except for the one floor below that has the 2 heavies, right? Because we can't double slay them.
But no, because the haste comes in, so this heavy will have a bunch of 1/1s behind it. Because this is double barrel Daedalus always has that haste floor.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're the two haste rounds, right?
So then the only question is, are we going to be able to generate enough damage shield to survive? Which I think we will.
I think so as well.
So I think then we're going to Morsel Miner, play Explosive, and then just throw away all of our goons and let Penumbra die.
Sounds good.
All right. The Chain of Gems is potentially going to carry our run here.
Hell yeah.
I think it's going to keep Crucible Warden just alive enough. Yeah. Thought I might have messed that one up there, but it's okay. Hopefully I did my math correct. I guess what I didn't account for is the fact that our boy here is gaining damage. I think that rather than the money, it's probably best to just clear out all of these units. I guess we can clear them out on the bottom floor, huh?
Do you want to... What are we mind collapsing here, basically, is my question.
That's a good question. I think that we should kill off as many of these as we can, which means that I think it's right to mind collapse the constructed explosive.
That seems right with me.
I think we should also put a drag up here in front of Crucible Warden.
To prevent the shields, yeah, that's smart.
We can save him 3 damage shield with this. But we don't want them to live, of course. We want to make sure that we're not putting anything up there that lives. I think it's drag Train Steward down here, Train Steward middle floor, and then mind collapse the bomb.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the correct ordering of our units here is, but I'm going to tell you, I don't care that much. Yeah, this is
dangerously close to mind collapsing Daedalus there.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes we gotta let Daedalus know he's a little bitch. Double barrel Daedalus, whack. And this is perfect. We actually get the double slays exactly. Look at that. Beautiful. Now the only question is, are we gonna live? I think the answer is yeah. We just put morsels in front.
The answer is yeah.
Chain of Gems, massive. Just got to remember to actually use it properly. But oh my god, it is doing some work.
That was like 1 damage all from missing the sleigh. Very scary.
How do you feel about 1 molded and then just playing Prismal Dust for 3 here instead of Gem Trove? I guess let's talk about.
I think that's better.
We can.
Right? When you think about it, like what we're getting out of playing morsels right now is damage shields, right?
Right, but no, I think
maybe we go molded and then shade splitter and then prismal dust. Right, because we get like potentially.
Oh yeah, I agree.
We get damage shield no matter what out of the shade splitter.
Yeah. That's true. What a weird position to be in, right? Where it's like, yeah, Shade Splitter costs 1 energy, and we lose 1 damage shield, but we also gain 1 damage shield.
Yeah.
How strange. So
then
I think
who knows where Shade Splitter is? Maybe it's
damage shield morsel is probably the best.
That or the attack morsel, one of the two.
Yeah. So I think we're always taking back Morsel Miner here, right? Although we could bring back Penumbra to just hit Daedalus for 45.
Well, if we did that, we would bring back the Tomb unit. The 50 damage one.
Nah, there's a goon in front.
Oh, there is a goon in front.
There's a goon. And this is worth more anyway. 1 damage shield is worth more than 1 Penumbra hit. And then what's inside? Oh! Alright, I think we won it. Against all odds, Cranberry, it appears that we have survived another insurmountable moment.
Yeah, we got 8 more coming up, though, don't worry.
I'm just gonna... I mean, we should Shade Splitter. Too bad you can't mind collapse your own units.
It is too bad.
I think the Morsel Miner might be worth more. I think 5/5 is worth more than 1 damage shield to me. What do you think? An interesting micro.
It is. It 100% is because it's right now we have what 13 damage shields, 14, right? So that's 5 damage times 13, right? Versus 1 shield. Of 37.
Oh yeah. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
We made it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Crucible Collector, Warden, whichever one you are. Now the real question is, do we get the money? Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Paraffin Thug. Finally.
We made something like 120 gold in that combat, I think.
Cool.
Ooh.
Furnace tap. Actually, it's probably bad.
No,
it's probably terrible.
There's two really good choices here. I think that Proud Mitosis is really good, and I think that Furnace Tap is really good.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Shroud. I think just because I like shrouding morsel miners.
I agree.
It's the thing I like to do a lot. Furnace Tap. I mean, I think what I'm thinking of with this strat is to put like multi-strike 2 on Warden right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Furnace Tap is multi-strike 3 then, which is cool. But
I
I can see
also
either of these being good.
I also like giving Penumbra with Trample a Furnace Tap and letting him just wreck entire floors. However, it's a little hard to swing that Ember Drain 4. I think that using Furnace Tap as a plan to kill an entire floor is usually rough, because you have to like basically not play anything else for the rest of the combat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Penumbra can't win on his own, which is why I think we want to go Shroud Mitosis.
I like it.
Okay. What about Wax and Spike here?
No.
Well, we have all these great burnout units, right?
Yeah, like drag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
That's
12.
true. If only we had picked Paraffin Enforcer. We could apply Burnout to our top floor and then put Paraffin Enforcer down. I'm gonna pick Shroud Mitosis here.
I like it. I think that's the way to go.
Lady of the Reform. We should have gone Wax and Spike.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
We threw. Do you like Morsel Maker here? Because I
Don't.
do not. Yeah. No
Yeah,
way.
it especially we just took I mean, like, it's kind of cool mitosis sometimes, because it will often overfill the floor, and then you can mitosis it to, like, hit the unit cap, I guess, which is fun, but like not worthwhile, I'd say.
Well, wait.
It's also 2 energy.
There's one great case for Morsel Maker that I have done in the past that we should consider. Using him to tank for Penumbra is sometimes pretty slick.
Really?
Yeah, because as long as he lives the first round, which he will with Chain of Gems, he just creates 2 chump blockers for Trample Penumbra.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's something.
The issue with that is now we're worried about unit priority.
Yeah, I think that 3 unit priority is okay, but also we're playing Umbra Melting and getting Crucible Warden out as fast as possible is kind of important. But I think
I was
going
going to say, like, Morsel Maker is kind of cute to chump block for Penumbra, but at what cost is like basically the thing.
If we could always guarantee drawing Crucible Warden turn 1, Paraffin Thug turn 3, and Morsel Maker turn 2, I think it would be fine, but since it's a random order, it's really messy. So I think this is a skip.
I agree.
Alright. And what would you like to take here? What's your thoughts?
I mean, we want morsels, so space is always nice, but we don't even have that much generation right now.
Yeah, and we don't need space because we have Railforger's Hammer too.
Yeah, it's also true. So it's between energy and draw. I mean, I kind of want to lean towards energy because it makes us be able to play the gem trove.
Right. Okay.
Right now, but like, that's not even that big of a deal either. I think that we want to go. I remember, I think you told me one time that you generally tend to go for energy when you know that Curse Fell is your Fell.
This is a good point. It is Curse Fell. It's worth considering. I have added some asterisks to that line of reasoning, which is I think that if you have a 2 energy unit, you always want to take energy, because if you draw that unit turn 1, you don't want to choose between 5 damage and playing your unit.
Yeah. We don't really have a 2 energy unit, but we do have Making of a Morsel, which costs 2.
That's true. If we draw that turn 1, we're never playing it. We can cost reduce it as well.
Yeah.
Do we want to pick energy against Curse Fell? This is a really good question. Because I was about to say I think you want to take draw here for sure, because I think that 2 draw and then just spamming cost reductions on all of our morsel generators is a very viable line to having enough morsel generation.
I do agree with that sentiment as well.
I think that we can pretty easily get to generating like 4 to 5 morsels per turn with double draw and a bunch of cost reducers. However, Curse Fell is scary. I think it's okay though. I think we can go without the energy and go draw.
Yeah, I think we can too. I'm not too worried about the curses.
Yeah, and Trample Penumbra does really, really well against Curse Fell. Trample Penumbra kind of crushes Curse Fell, come to think of it.
We can pretty easily set up floor 2 and 3, I'm pretty sure, no matter what we get the small room on.
Yeah, I think we take draw here for sure, as I've thought about it. Any remorse about not taking Fell's Remorse here?
No, I do think that we need to prioritize a magic shop now so we can reduce the cost of
I think
Gem Trove.
I think we're always going right. I think there's removal and a magic shop to the right. Yeah. It's unfortunate that the remnant banner is here, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a really cool remnant
10
unit.
gold.
What do you mean? We could take Lady of the Reformed.
No.
They offered us 3 Lady of the Reforms. If this was Melting Umbra, I would be very upset because we didn't get Burnout Rector. I'm gonna skip this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're always gonna take a -1 here. And I think it always goes to Gem Trove.
I think the first one goes to Gem Trove, and then I
Yeah.
think the next ones go to Making of a Morsel.
Anything to double stack. Double stack Prismal Dust is not the worst, but I don't think it's worth the 90 gold.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna make a lot of money, though, is the thing.
That's a good point, but I think that money should go to removals instead of this for
That's
now.
fair. That is very fair.
I think we should throw a +10 here, though.
Also agreed.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't think this is worth it. Like, it's cute, it's cool, but we should get to a point where we're way better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's roll it. Okay. You think Making of a Morsel? Because I do kind of like making Shroud Mitosis always free, or making a Molded always free.
I mean, I don't like Shroud Mitosis here quite just yet, because I feel like our generation isn't great. There'll be turns where we draw it and then nothing else.
That's true.
But
I can see the Making of a Morsel.
I don't hate Molded either, though.
Yeah, Molded is just like, when we draw it, it always gives us 1 morsel, right? In theory.
After like turn 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But two -1s on Making of a Morsel is also very valuable.
Or -1 and holdover is pretty nice on it too.
I think if we're holding something over, it should be
Probably
Shroud
Shroud
Mitosis.
Mitosis. I agree.
Honestly, we want to... Also, instead of Making of a Morsel, I think that Molded is a better to hold over, so that after the first Making of a Morsel, it's just free, instead of paying 1
that's
energy.
A good point. That is a good point.
But I do think that making this 1 energy is fine. I think that that's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
I
let's
like
do it. Do we even have a Consume card? Oh yeah, no way.
No. If we had Hell Pack, that'd be pretty cool, but without it, trash.
Yeah. So I believe that our remove priority here is any of the really bad starting cards that we have from like the Covenant starter. What are our starters? Molded, Prismal Dust, Gem Trove. So I don't think any of those need to go.
Okay.
I think we remove Train Stewards, then Dregs, personally.
Yeah, that seems fair to me. Yeah, we can use the Dregs as a chump block in front of Penumbra right now, which is pretty cool.
Train Stewards are just fat and clunky.
Yeah, too fat.
We can.
I'm sorry to talk about my stream today so much.
Oh, please do.
I had a run where I killed Seraph with a Train Steward.
Oh.
I jacked one up real good. Prototype, and then hold over Razor Sharp Edge. And it was just like he just went to town. It was just one of them too. I'd already removed 2 by the time I found it, so I kept the other 2. And I was just like, I gave him multi-strike and I think 25 HP from the shop.
Yeah.
And he just went to town.
Animus of Will who?
I was looking for Animus, I couldn't find it. I had to make my own.
Build your own Animus, dude. It's a great feeling. I think we should purge 2 here, by the way.
What were our options? Oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna say what were our options for Eternal Stone, but that's trash. Never mind.
Yeah,
I like purging. I like purging 2 stewards here.
Let's get them gone, and then we can work on the dregs. Solid. 25 cards is reasonable, and also it's always trample here. It's never not trample. But yeah, the big thing, the big reason that we can go because of Railforger's Hammer, we can go draw for sure. Because we can always put Penumbra on the bottom floor, and Penumbra kills those first 2 waves and stops all of the curses from ever happening to us. I don't think.
Bit scary here.
Yeah, I don't think this trial is worth it.
Yeah, I think money's a good reward, but
it'll
make it too hard for what's his name to get the slay triggers. I think we might net lose money. I think we could do the trial and we would net lose money, but the amount of pyre damage we might end up taking is too scary.
Yeah, if a 9/2 walks by, it would. Oh, it wouldn't hurt us actually because we got the +10. Wonder if that changes.
Oh, I didn't think about that actually.
I also took a second there. Do you think that changes it? Well, we can do the rough.
It does definitely, if you ask me, because all we have to do is kill the front lines, right?
Yeah, maybe this is fine.
Yeah, I think we can do it.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. How bad could it be?
We could die.
Yeah. It'd be the shortest episode in the history of the series. We're on pace for this
By
to
maybe
be...
like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think we want Penumbra to take the Chain of Gems damage shield, personally.
I mean, it doesn't matter too much because I think we're chumping with a Dreg anyway.
That's true.
But I guess the Dreg can take the damage.
Yeah.
Penumbra gets the shield, Dreg takes the damage, and then we have Penumbra with 1 shield remaining, which is a lot better, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we're putting Penumbra bottom 4, of course.
Yeah,
Middle
yeah,
4
yeah.
lost space. And then we'll just
And
put
then
these
the other
goons
two
top
boys.
floor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they even get a Shade Splitter.
Yeah, look at that. Something to begin molding. This poor Crucible Warden, he does need some help. He is kind of pitiful here. So I think we're always going to throw a drag in front of Penumbra just to chump. Right? With the Chain of Gems, I think we want the Chain of Gems on the dregs.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay. And then we can always play these 2 Shade Splitters.
And then dust our boy.
Yeah, just looking at this guy's health real quick. He's at 25. Okay. I was taking a moment to think if we should play a Shade Splitter on that floor to ensure double slays.
Yeah.
But we do not need to. Put that guy away. And then dust. Solid. Chomp.
Oh, I just realized he's getting a double slay here, isn't he?
He is. I think we're set to get him double slays all the way up to this one. This is the one that gets kind of scary, but we did get Making of a Morsel Shroud Mitosis, which is a little juicy, I would say. It is going to steal a slay, but I think that this is fine, right?
We could. Oh no, I was gonna say never mind. The drag of down bottom is still alive. I was gonna say we could put down a thing and then Mitosis is on bottom floor with Penumbra, but
no, I think we've done enough for Penumbra at this point. I think Penumbra should do just fine.
I just wanted to preserve the double slay, basically.
No, I think that it's okay to give up the double slay here. I think we're gonna make so much money.
We could just not play Mitosis. How important do you think that is, right?
Well, let's see what's in
it's a calculation, right? You gotta
That's
see like,
true.
is it worth it? Like,
what is this? This is wave 1. This is wave 2. This is wave 3. So there's one more wave after this. I think that if we aren't playing Mitosis, that is a good question. So I think we're always putting the Morsel.
We're gonna
Minor in,
Mitosis minor,
yeah.
right?
Well,
So how important is that extra 15 damage on Warden, right? That's the question. More or less.
It's also
And
the
shield.
3 shield, yeah.
Yeah. Who's our boss? It's the whip guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's 11 damage. Maybe it's okay to not play Mitosis here.
It's a little bit of a risky play, right? But like, money is cool.
Yeah, but I think we're always gonna play this Magma Morsel here as well.
Do we want a Shade Splitter first just to see what it is?
That's a good point. I don't think there's anything better that can come out of this. I guess we'll play this Magma Morsel. Throw this one away. It's a really interesting question of, do you think that we'll be okay?
How much is 20 gold worth to you?
In theory, it's 100% okay, I think. I think it is okay. But the other thing is, eventually we're going to gorge this guy enough that eventually he is going to start, you know what? I guess it's fine. We'll get to Gem Trove next turn as well. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think we can just press end turn here. Or, wait, does this, that would ruin it.
Yeah.
We might. Can you Mitosis non-morsels? No. Okay.
No, I've had times where I had holdover on Mitosis and then wasn't able to play it because I had no other morsels.
Right.
Very sad.
That's what I thought. Wrong modifiers. Oh yeah, it is this wave. Gross. We have Entombed Explosives. That's gross.
Do we want to play it though? Like,
I think it would steal a slay. I think we have to put it on this Cliff Guardian. This guy's kind of thick.
That makes sense to me.
Oh wait, don't play it first.
Oh, good call. We have no morsels.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess you put Drag behind or in front of him. Yeah, either way.
Yeah, I think preserving the health there is fine. Almost had to play this with. That would have been real awkward. Would have been unfortunate. Is there any? No. So one thing to note is that this boss does spawn with 2 9/2s behind him, something that I often forget. This is a bit of a scary one. I guess we just press end turn here, or maybe mind collapse this guy. 29. What are we doing here? 69. What are you at?
You could dust.
I think we need to mind collapse this guy actually to kill him. He's only taking 40, which is putting him to 70.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think we have to do this to kill him. Alright. It's gonna be interesting, I think. But I believe that once we gem trove, it looks a little less close here. Unfortunately, we can't mind collapse anything, but that's okay. Go ahead and, yeah, just stack up. I think we want to stack damage shield because our main damage source is Seraph and Thug. I think the damage shield morsel is better than the magma morsel.
I agree.
Okay. And then, I mean, we're gonna make a lot of money on this combat, theoretically. Theoretically speaking. Yeah, 2 9/2s behind here. Okay, now we bring in the mitosis on the morsel.
Yeah,
miner.
now we do.
And now we just win. Although, interestingly enough, we're going to end up missing a slay. No, wait, no, it's the same. Oh, we do lose a morsel miner, but that's okay. -1 morsel miner for plus 3 or plus 2 damage shield is fine, I think.
Well, you could hold on. Oh, I was gonna say you could play the guy in front, and he would
That's
have taken
true.
it.
Yeah.
We would have lost him instead of the miner.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would have been better. Oh well.
No big deal.
Yeah, not that.
I think we are fine here.
Yeah, we lose one of the 9/2s gets to go by, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The number gets to do 2 big chunks. This is a bit of a scary one for Crucible Warden in particular, but he's at 15 damage shield. It should be fine. Wait, and like, dude, Chain of Gems is doing... This is a run where we're using Chain of Gems to its full capacity, and it is just doing crazy work. I was thinking about...
math to see if we can figure out how to get what's his name a kill.
No, I don't want to. I've tried to do it in the past, and I always just end up going,
You did it anyway.
Yeah, it's just like, just take the coin flip. Engine upgrade is not a bad choice here. We have a 4 that is just useless, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
There's a case to be made for Prism Retrieval, but with the dregs it's worse. So yeah, I think engine upgrade.
Yeah, I agree.
Ugh.
A Fatal Melting does backline damage.
Honestly, I'm so over a Fatal Melting as a card at this point.
Yeah,
like, I think
it's annoying.
It's too much.
It's fucking annoying.
Ugh. Fatal Melting.
Costs 2 and requires you to like feed units into it in order to make it do anything. It's annoying.
We can feed it to a reasonable place, but like the thing is, in this run, our backline damage, like you said, is Vapor Funnel. Our line here. God, I played one night of Slay the Spire, and I'm back to clicking up here to open the deck. I'm ruined. But our backline killing plan is to just punch through it with Crucible Warden, Penumbra, and Paraffin Thug, and we stop the damage that it does with Chain of Gems on a morsel, right? But I really don't think we need it.
I agree.
And Subsuming
Is there an
Blade.
argument for subsuming? I think it's not a good argument, right? It's pretty bad here.
Yeah, I think this card has exactly one use case, and it's to kill your own units that you're spamming Molded on. And that's basically it, which we are not doing here. I think this is
I think there is a world where, like, I've had it work before where I've given it holdover very early in the game, and then I've ramped it up quite a bit, and it can become like it can do a chunk into heavies when you need it to at the end.
That's true.
I don't like it's not early game. We're at the mid game. No, I don't like it.
I've also seen some fucked infinites on the daily that infinitely transcend imp a consumed subsuming blade back and then kill the transcend imp, scaling it infinitely to one-shot Seraph.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I hope I never experience that in my life. I hope I'm never put in a position where I go, well, I could kill this imp 400 times to kill Seraph.
That's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare you'll never awake from. What do you think here? This pathing choice is probably the most critical of the game. At first glance, my instinct is to go right.
My first instinct is actually left here.
Okay.
I think specifically our Crucible Warden needs upgrades pretty badly.
Yeah. Also, upon further inspection, right? There's no steel shop until Seraph.
But also, like, our Pyre HP is kind of low. I would like a nice little bit of a buffer there.
Okay.
So there's that. And the third point, I don't think we desperately need card removals. We got rid of all the Stewards, which are the worst cards.
Right.
And Dregs aren't garbage right now. They're not great, but they're
playable.
Not like urgent to get rid of.
That's true. Keep in mind that eventually Shade Splitters are basically going to take the place of Dregs in this deck, where we just use them instead of Dregs to chump. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we go left here, and then we go to the magic shop, and then maybe over to this duplication. It's probably our next three.
That seems correct to me.
And then at Seraph, we can decide we probably want to go to the magic shop, though. So I think left here for sure, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's hit it. At least open this shop up. Oh, Endless.
Endless on the Explodey Boy isn't horrendously bad.
It's pretty rough because of Chain of Gems, I think.
Oh, I forgot about Chain of Gems.
Although, we could just continuously put it in front of Penumbra, where Penumbra's taken the brunt of the early waves. And then the explosive just goes off every round. Because it'll take 3 hits for Penumbra every round.
Yeah, it either goes off every round or it protects Penumbra from something, right?
That's a good point, yeah. Do you think that's worth it?
Well, I think we have a bunch of money.
That's true. We do have a lot of money, but don't forget we can just turn money into churning out cards. For at least like 300 more gold, we can do that.
What do you think about the other upgrades here?
I think that
I don't hate Strength Stone on Waxy Boy, but at this point also it's not great.
It's scary because it is a Seraph with sweep, so I think we.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think our best find for him is probably +5, +10. Just so, because this Seraph has.
Honestly, when we get this Seraph, like, Paraffin Thug's worthless for us.
No, he's a big chunk of damage on Seraph. He's 60 damage per round. That's a lot. Like, he's not negligible.
Oh, if we give him the +10, he is.
Yeah. What I just remembered and realized is that Trample 3 Penumbra will kill all the Pyre Wings. As long as Penumbra survives, Penumbra will kill all the Pyre Wings before they go to the top 4. Pyre Wings always spawn in front, and they have less than 170 health. I think they have 140 or
140.
Yeah. So sweep on this sweep combat is actually non-existent. So the question is, do you think that this combat or this combat will kill us with sweep? This one shouldn't, because it's Pyre Wings again.
If we go with the +10 attack, I think we need to be more conscious about that, and then maybe, when possible, give the damage shield to Paraffin Thug, so that way he can take a couple sweep hits.
Yeah. I think the only way that +10 is wrong is if this is Soros, right? 9 damage sweep, and even then I don't think it's that bad. I think we survive.
Yeah, I agree. I think our Warden can handle him no problem.
Yeah. I think this is okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. Now, a +25 on Warden I think is a bad proposition for our value.
Yeah, I think we do need to give him double multi-strike in order to kill Seraph.
Yeah, I think so. Or we could try to give him multi-strike Large Stone and have him
both are pretty good.
Own. But I do think that the Endless line on Entombed Explosives is not bad, because it also lets us power Dregs out without any fear.
Yeah, I think in general it's not that great, but I think because of how much money we have, it's not that big of a deal to buy it.
If you don't think it's great, I think it's fine to save the money, because that money we're going to a shop on almost every floor. We can always find something better to spend the money on. So it's like, it is kind of close. Actually, you know what? I don't actually like it that much, because eventually we are going to have these Moldeds drawn almost every turn if we really need to bring him back, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess the question is, do you think that he's going to be more useful than chumping with a Morsel, right? Do you think that 50 damage is worth it? It may even steal Slays from Paraffin Thug.
It might set up Slays for Paraffin Thug, right?
That is math. That gets into math that I do not have the patience to do.
Okay, let's not do it then.
Yeah, I think let's roll it away.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think a large stone is kind of underwhelming here. If we large stone him, yeah, I don't think we large stone him.
Okay.
The main reason is because if we do that, we can only play one morsel on his floor per turn, or we're not playing Paraffin Thug with him.
Yeah.
I think we just...
Pretty sad.
Yeah. I think we're just going to remove 2 cards, and they're going to be dregs, right?
That sounds good to me.
Actually, let's just remove 1. We can then save this 320, because we're going to a magic shop next floor.
Okay. What's
Oh,
all... We have caverns on this floor.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have caverns.
Oh.
I don't like Hellhorned here, mainly because we didn't take the first energy upgrade.
That's true, it's really hard to play. Quick on Penumbra isn't the worst, but it's not really going to do much. I guess it stops Ember Drain in theory.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, honestly, if you ask me.
It can be persuaded. However,
Stygian, yeah, Unnamed Home also just stops Ember Wings.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
stop
true.
all Ember Wings.
It's 1 round. I'm a big proponent of just picking this because it just stops that 4/7 boss as well. However, Trample Penumbra 1v1's that 4/7 boss always. So
yeah,
I'm thinking Wildwood Tome here.
I'm down to give it a shot. I don't play with it too much. I don't think it's that good of a card usually, but I think this is a good situation for it.
I think that it's only really good if you're putting Quick onto your champions, right? Because otherwise, finding Quick in the shop is usually better.
I mean, it is better.
You lose the upgrade slot, right? But is the card worth the upgrade slot? I don't know.
Yeah. Heaven's Seal here is scary.
I don't think it's that bad.
I'm trying to run through the math here, right? Like
it's so the first round is 4 Sycophants, the second round is 5 Sycophants and this Clipped Guardian. The next round after that is 1 of the tanks that has armor. Basically, this trial we take if we think we can kill this Clipped Guardian from 105 health, right? That's the only. This is similar to the multi-strike where
we can reliably though.
Yeah, the question is
explosive to do that.
It is really tough, right? Well, let's look. Because if we're wrong, we just lose. That's the problem. This is a very binary combat. If we're right, it's a free trial, and if we're wrong, we lose the game.
I don't think we can.
Yeah, it's 80 damage. I think that you're correct. I don't think we gorge enough to do it to hit 105 without.
It's also I don't want to risk it for a random artifact.
Yeah, I think it's worth it not to do it. It's close though. Like it's real close.
Yeah, it is close. Like how soon can we give Warden like 50 damage? Right, that's the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
And it takes us a little while, if I'm being honest.
Or if we hit an explosive in time to blow it up, right? And then that's the 50 damage we're missing. I think that giving Penumbra the damage shield is worthless. I think it's better to give it to Paraffin Thug and set up middle floor.
Yes, I was going to say that as well. I think we need to set up middle floor here.
This is just like if something goes terribly wrong, we still get the 2 extra rounds against the boss with Paraffin Thug. Engine upgrade top 4.
Yeah.
Let's see what's in here.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's +1 energy. Unfortunate that we lose a bunch of slays because Penumbra just clears entire floors, but it's not the end of the world.
Hey, yo, good slay.
Yeah, it's free money. 76 damage here. I think that we actually probably just want to... It's a question...
Do you want to drip fall what's his name down?
That's a good question. No, I don't think so, because Crucible Warden is going to buy a lot of rounds against the Stealth Lady.
That is a good point. Yeah,
I think we just stack as much damage shield as we can here, so we put him down first. I was wondering if we want to put the Dragon front, but I think it's... I mean, the Dragon front with the damage shield, but... Why?
If we had taken the trial, I think it would be with the drip fall, because then it would be like...
Yeah.
Umbra would hit through, and then he'd get the finishing hit on the...
He would not, though. He would be dazed.
Well, I'm not on this first turn, but in the future.
Yeah, but like this is the only round where this enemy ever spawns. It's all front loaded from here. I think Crucible Warden we just stack a bunch of damage shield, right?
Yeah. Give him the splitty.
May as well throw the drag down and save Penumbra 4. Daze this guy. I guess there's a case to be made for Prismal Dusting for that extra energy, but like, I think that saving 6 health on Penumbra is fine.
I agree.
I think we should be okay here. This is one of those combats where people point to and go, yeah, this is like, and you know, for real this time. But like, this is one of the combats where you go Crucible Ward and thank God you're not Crucible Collector, right? Because he would get crushed by this boss.
Mm-hmm.
We just slam Gem Trove, right? See
Do you
what's inside.
slam Gem Trove on Warden or on Penumbra?
I think it's fine to just put it on Warden.
Yeah, it's only saving 2 damage, so I don't know what I'm thinking.
Worth it to consider it. I think
then you definitely mitosis the shield, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's put him down. I'm pretty sure we just win off of this, actually. It's fine. And we can throw a drag here. This guy can have an Antumbra morsel. Congratulations, buddy.
Now, do you Mind Collapse here to get more energy for the dust?
I don't think it's worth it. I think that we should hit... You know, last time I said this, we didn't hit it, but I think we should hit Prismal Dust again.
Yeah, I agree.
We have, like,
and it's causing Penumbra more damage by doing it, so...
Yeah, it's causing a lot of damage, too. It causes 12 damage instead of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine to press end turn. I guess, actually, we should have opened that Shade Splitter so that the morsel gets eaten, just in case it's something we want to play there. But what morsel would... I guess...
Rubble Morsel would have been nice to feed to the Dreg, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. No reason not to. Quick is actually kind of bad here. Although, actually, it doesn't make a difference.
No, yeah, right now it's fine. It just kills the shield guy and then the other one takes damage. Like, it doesn't hit any of the backline boys there.
Yeah, but I think it's worse overall, actually, because the next round that spawns has that Sycophant in it that he will kill. Okay. It's just... It really is...
Do you want to put it on the Thug instead?
No, because then we lose a Slay if we do that, because he has to hit the enemy twice. The Wildwood Tome is just bad everywhere here.
You're right.
Huh. Thanks, Wildwood Tome. Very cool.
Last time I ever picked this.
Yeah, never again. Garbage. Garbage. I don't know. Just looking at what else we can do here, but I think we're okay. I guess we can open this.
Between like the 4 shop upgrades, right? You've got Quick, Endless, Large Stone, Multi-Strike. Am I forgetting one, or is that all?
Quick, Endless, Large Stone, Multi-Strike. That's all of them, yeah.
Right. Between them, what's your tier list for them?
I think that usually your best choice is Multi-Strike. I think
for me, Multi-Strike is like S tier in the shop options.
Agree, for sure. Large Stone used to be... I would have said Large Stone if you'd asked me this question in the past. However, especially in something like Umbra here, Large Stone, I think, is not that good anymore. Because you end up wasting space that you would spend on morsels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that you're better off with just like multi-strikes, and Endless is good if you're playing Stygian, of course. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like a Endless Shark? And like and Endless is probably my number 2, and I think I would go multi-strike, Endless, Large Stone, Quick. Even though Quick is really strong.
I think that is the correct general power level ranking. I think that there's obviously times where Large Stone is better for you than Endless, and like there's times where Multi-Strike is worthless, etc., etc. But I think in general, I believe that is the correct ranking.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting to think about for sure, but I feel like Quick is really strong. The big problem with Endless is that it's very feast or famine, I suppose, right? You're either, oh yeah, Endless is incredible, it just wins us this run, I get to put Endless on this Welder Helper, I get to put Endless on this Shark, I get to put Endless on whatever, or you go, wow, this is worthless, like we did here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do the math on if we get the money. Ah, we lost it.
Should have given him Quick.
Yeah, throwing. I think that Cannibalize is okay, and then we don't take any more morsel generation.
It's got the mitosis issue of like if you don't have units, you can't do it. But like we got dregs.
Yeah, when do we not have units here?
Yeah,
like the entire deck is units.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is better than. I mean, Grovel's not bad though.
It's 2 energy though, and this is 1 energy, and we
That
just
is
care about morsel gen, I think.
That is a good point. I think we care about the shields though.
Yeah, but
I've had decks that work pretty well where I'm just putting the damage shield on Trample Penumbra to keep them alive longer, and I just put the units wherever I'm feeding them.
That's true. We have Chain of Gems for that. However, we are going to have to take space if we want to keep chomping for Penumbra, which is an interesting question. But we'll face that after Fel.
I agree that Cannibalize is probably just better here, though.
Yeah, I think Cannibalize, and I think we take space after Fel is my hot take here, instead of double draw.
We will see when we get there.
Yeah,
right?
we'll talk it out a little more then.
Is it too late to switch into Engulf and Smoke strat?
I think that in this run it's a bait. I think it's too expensive, and it doesn't really do enough, right? It does effectively the same thing that Chain of Gems is doing for us.
Is there a reason for Memories of the Melted? I don't think there is, right? We have nothing that does.
We have Prismal Dust.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. I wonder if it's worth it. Do you think it's worth it? We'll get it up to probably like 5, probably around 5 on that Memories. You think it's worth it for 5 damage shield? I
think so. I'm going to make an argument here that I think is fairly compelling.
Okay.
Right now, we have no... Can I see the deck again real quick?
Sure.
I think we have no good targets for Permafrost, more or less.
That's true.
Grip Ball's okay, but like nothing here is amazing. I guess Prismal Dust is good, but if we have Memories of the Melted, it's a much better target for Permafrost, and then we can do a big dust.
Okay, you know what? This sounds like a reasonable argument, because then we always have, like, the next magic shop that we go to, which we do go to at the next ring, is always going to have something that we're happy about finding, I think, then.
Basically, yeah.
Because it also enables double stack to become something that we're happy to find on Prismal Dust. Okay, yeah, that's a good argument. Sure, I'm there.
Okay.
Let's see what we get. I guess Remove Consume is still bad, but, you know. And we're going right here for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
right? These are both really good.
I don't think we need Flicker's Liquor, though, is the thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is a correct assessment. And Double Gorge probably just seals Seraph for us, more or less.
Yeah,
that's a lot of damage shield. Oh man, our Overgorger would have been so good on this run. I think that Holdover molded for sure, right? 100% on this?
Yeah.
Alright. And then we give it a -1 as well, so it's always free.
Yep.
Nothing good for a +10. I think it's fine. It's just, this is something that I struggle with a lot in this game. What do you think is better? Do you think it's better to spend all of our money at the shop and then go to the caverns, or vice versa?
It depends on the shop. I've had plenty of times where I've wanted to... I think that for Merchant of Steel, it's often better to spend your money at the shop first, because then you can, like... If there's a unit that you need upgraded to 2 slots, like, for example, if we had Merchant of Steel here, I'd be like, let's shoot for double multi-strike, and then let's see if we can get minor refraction on the third slot.
That's like, a good point.
Attacking it. I think there's less of those things you can do with spells specifically here.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a really good point. I never thought of it in that way. Steel Shot's probably better to finish your upgrades. I guess the only event that really matters if you don't have gold is the one where you feed your health or money for an artifact, though.
Yeah, and that one I think right now we'd feed money to, right?
I think so, yeah. I guess let's finish out our time at the merchant, though. We have so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just another -1 here. And then, like, I think that if you have money left over, you can purge at the very end, right?
What are we lowering cost of? Are we going to go Gem Trove? We going... What are we doing?
I think that making something 0 is fine. Paying 3 energy for Gem Trove is okay. It's something that, like, there's not a lot of situations where it's like, oh, well, if I can pay 3 energy for this, I could pay 3 energy for this, but I couldn't pay, I could pay 2 energy for this, but I couldn't pay 3 energy. Only on, like, turn 1 draws, whereas I feel like making something like, oh, yeah, I could play Shroud Mitosis, but...
Yeah, I feel like if we're 100% at this point not taking the energy upgrade from Fel, right?
Right, basically. For sure. Engine upgrade.
Yes, I think reducing things to 0 makes more sense then.
Yeah, because then we can always play it if we get Ember drained or if we get curses that we have to play.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, missing Gem Trove isn't the end of the world.
I agree.
I think that missing Making of a Morsel is pretty bad. I think that making this 0 is pretty solid. I think it's Morsel Minor or Shroud Mitosis here.
I don't know. Either one, basically.
Yeah, I think that Making of a Morsel is slightly better, but I think that this is one of those decisions that doesn't matter too much. Not too bad either way. Gonna click this one and go. And then we go to the steel shot or the caverns here. This is not the Seraph where Ember Stasis is insane.
Yeah.
And I think that these two are just awful.
I agree. I had one where Penitent Remains was pretty cool because I think I had given a what's his name? Don't tell me. Legion of Wax. I'd given a Legion of Wax multi-strike.
I think I did.
And then
I think
all of the summons had it too, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
But we're not, we don't have Legion of Wax.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
I've experimented with taking Ember Stasis, and I think that like if you get this at the first event, it's okay to grab this because if you get like Dante or specifically that one that gives you 2 energy for the blights in your hand and gives you those 2 1 energy blights, that one's pretty solid.
Yeah, that is cool.
Okay, let's decide here. Do you think we're gonna go to this trinket shop?
I don't know. The right side is a hell vent. Is there anything we really want to hell vent? Maybe our molded our held over mold card.
That is not bad. There's a lot of there's a lot of solid choices here. I think Mind Collapse isn't bad. I think that we're gonna probably be able to decide on something worth duplicating, and the removals are pretty juicy. Basically, if we are going to go to the right, we should just remove here before Fel, and I think that is probably what we want to do, is spend 180 on a removal here, and then this will be our last removal from a shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should burn a dreg.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is fine. I don't think that there's an artifact that we really need to look for right now. We hit the crazy one, right? We hit Fossilized Fangs.
Yeah.
We have a pretty solid artifact lineup here. I'm honestly, from a dire spot on 4-2, I'm feeling not so bad about this run. I think we can take this one all the way.
I mean, you did say in the beginning the hardest challenge was getting past Daedalus.
Mm-hmm. I think we always put Penumbra bottom floor, even though we lost space here.
I mean, is there why not middle floor?
Because we'll end up taking 3 Absolver. We'll take 3 Absolver
all the
curses.
Absolvers. You're right. Yeah, that's fair.
It's not the worst, I guess. So actually, we do need to, because what happens, this is the way that it would play out if we don't, is this turn we take 1 and then it gets killed. Next turn come in the 2 Absolvers, and then Fel does the ultimate penance, and we have to skip an entire turn and take guarantee.
Don't we kill it this turn?
Yeah, if we put Penumbra down here, we will. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth it because then it kills. Hopefully it kills the future ones as well.
Yeah, it will. It'll clear everything.
Mm-hmm.
Penumbra's survivability is a little hurt. The question then is, do we Chain of Gems Penumbra? And I think the answer is sure to save 10 health.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And we even get 3 damage into Fel. And then top 4 for these boys.
Yeah.
See if that Dread can take on a statue. What do you think?
I think the odds just stacked against him.
The statue's just gonna sit there and go, is someone hurting me? Yeah, okay.
Now I have a question.
Okay.
And I think this is a very bad idea, but I want to run it by you.
Okay.
What do you think about putting Paraffin Thug at middle floor? And then drip falling him down below Penumbra, and then giving him the quick book.
I think that after this floor is the last time that he would ever even get a slay if we were to try that, because he would go before Penumbra. So we would miss a bunch of slays. But I'm not sure we need to be super worried about his slays at this point. I think we just need to worry about survival.
We're good on money. I just wanted to talk about it basically.
It's an interesting line.
I think it's not good. I think we just probably cannibalize that dreg.
Yeah, poor guy. He's not even gonna win.
Yeah. And obviously give the Thug the shield here.
Well, the interesting thing is maybe we don't want to play Thug at all, so we can superpower Crucible Warden. However,
Okay.
I think we'll end up just taking a bunch of damage for doing that. Something to consider, but I think it is awful. We won't see him for at least 4 rounds, most likely. 3 to 4 rounds until we see Paraffin Thug again, which is a very long time.
We could just play him mid-floor.
That's true.
Just let him, you know, go free.
Yeah, but then how are we ever killing Foul? Like, this Crucible Warden.
He can do it. I believe in him.
I don't believe in him.
Okay,
I don't believe in him.
Okay, then let's put it behind now, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we should try to focus damage here since we have the double Gorge effect now as well.
Yeah.
And we can just engine upgrade here. This is a run where I go, man, I really wish we had a Space Prism. Space Prism would do so much for us. Alright, and now we start taking curses, right? This is the dreaded turn where Fel crushes you with 4 curses that you have to take. I hate this turn. However, we don't have to hate it. I think we're gonna Ultimate Penance, right? No reason to take that. And then... you know, we could have...
We can't Gem Trove. I guess we could have played it first.
We could have Gem Troved and then Mind Collapsed. I threw.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
We can still double Shade Split.
Yeah, it's similar, right? And we'll just Shade Split multi this boy. Do you think the curse is worse than the Quill Marksman doing 9? What do you prefer here? You prefer killing the Quill Marksman or the Absolver?
I prefer killing the Absolver, I think.
Do you? Okay.
I think that, like, it's gonna come down to how much damage shield we have on a Warden. I think less curses means more morsels to play.
Sure. Alright, you know what? I'm with you. That makes sense to me. Penumbra's health pool doesn't really matter that much. Sorry, Penumbra. So Cranberry, while we play this combat out, I do want to ask you at some point during this episode, you know, we're a little late in it, but still, how do you feel about have you been keeping up with the content that they've announced for the game?
A little bit. It's Friends and Foes, I think is the name of it, right?
I believe that is correct, yes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Penumbra real quick here.
I think they're adding new champions, which is very cool.
Yeah, I think they said that each clan combo, or each clan is getting a new champion that you can choose at the start of the run. I don't know if you choose it or if it's just like forced on you, I guess is the big question I still have. But more content, pretty exciting, huh?
I agree, very excited.
I don't have any insider info or anything like that. I don't know what's coming up, but I wanted to at least mention it once.
I also have no insider info.
Are you sure? You did talk to a dev today.
I did. I think someone in the stream specifically asked him about it, and I think that he did not respond. Or he said that, or I think he like more or less said that he's excited for the content to come out because the person didn't literally ask what's in the content.
I'm excited for it as well. More content means more videos of me reviewing the patch and going, oh my god, what are they doing? Which is pretty exciting. Yeah, this is where we start to see a little bit of pain, huh? These double heavy waves are going to hurt us, however. It's not the end of the world, it's just a little unfortunate. I guess we could bring back a bomb here.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we could bring back a bomb here, right? We could actually use an explosive.
I do not hate that at all, actually. That seems pretty nice.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw this Morsel Miner down in front, and then put a bomb in front of him. Look at the explosive. Look at our boy. And then we can pop this guy. We lose a little damage shield, but we also save ourselves, like, 12 damage there, I believe.
Penumbra's dead now, too, right?
Yeah, but that's okay. The quick actually lets him get his last hit in. Penumbra's final ride. I believe that we're going to want to take space off of this combat. I can
see that, yeah. We could definitely use a little more room.
Yeah, having the ability to chump block Penumbra at 6 space is going to be really helpful, I believe. Same thing here, I think, right? Where we bring back a bomb.
Go for the, what's it called?
Yeah. It's looking I think that we're gonna go. It's just kind of awkward here because we have to.
We are gonna cannibalize him, right?
Oh wait, you're so smart.
Thank you.
You're right. You can just eat him.
Well, hold on. We want to damage shield, so we probably want to play a Shade Splitter first to have shield.
But
How much energy? Energy, yeah. Hold on.
It's 1 to cannibalize. It's 1 to mitosis, and it's 3 to clear the curses. So I think that it's fine to just play the curses, play the explosive, and then cannibalize it.
Yeah, I like that.
Alright. Solid. That explosive came in handy. And then the Chain of Gems handles that last one. Alright. It's a shame that we don't get the mitosis there, but I think we're okay. I think we have enough damage shield to handle Fel.
Hopefully. And if we don't, we lose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It is tough. This is a tough one. I suppose we can mold it. And there's no reason not to bring back the Morsel Miner.
Yeah. Miner and then Trove.
Yeah, because then he'll take... I guess he always takes it all. What's inside? I think that the Antumbra Morsel is better.
I agree. It's life versus life steal.
Yeah, and life steal's worthless.
Technically the four life puts him in, or gets him closer to being in range of taking an extra hit from Fel.
Yeah. Huh? Well, here's the memories of the melted.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's a big cash in.
Yeah, that's a big dust.
That is a big dust. That's a 15. Imagine if we had double stack there. Ooh.
That'd be 30.
That would be 30. I'm pretty sure that's enough damage shield to kill Seraph. You can do the math yourself, but like it's pretty close.
You can't make me.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Takes a free round for us. This morsel's up to 21 health. Just see where we end at here. How much damage shield does he end up at? It's 59. That's 20 rounds against Seraph where we're doing 145? Huh. It might not be enough. It's not quite enough to 100 to 0 Seraph.
Let me pull up the calculator.
Umbra Stone for our Penumbra.
Times 145, you said?
Yeah.
That's enough to kill Seraph almost twice.
Is it really? Did I say
if it is 50 rounds, but it was 50 damage shield, right? So never mind.
Yeah, it's divided by 3, which is 20.
We are 1.5k damage short.
Okay, we can probably make that up with a multi-strike or something. We should be able to make that up.
Oh, we have multi-strike times 2, that will kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close enough.
Do we take second mitosis here? I don't super like it.
No, I don't either. I think that we want to thin this deck out so that we're just always drawing our other mitoses instead of taking a second. Personally.
Do we go for the classic exhibit here and put trample on trample Penumbra?
Yes. Pimp my Penumbra. No, I think that.
Yeah.
Thinking about trample on that 30 times too. I think it's really bad. I think we just skip this, right?
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't even talk about Wretch.
Yeah, and then we're gonna keep going.
I believe very strongly in the space line here.
I agree. I would like more space. I feel like we could use more room in that top floor.
Yeah, more room for morsels is really solid here. More room for morsels sounds like a good indie band song. I think
that's
here.
Because it reminds you of Modest Mouse.
That's true.
Where are we going?
Right, I think. I think that this
not
is
much on the left. Like, I mean, maybe there's probably some cool cavern events we could get, but I think we get more out of going to the right. Just it's more consistently value.
Yeah, I think removing cards. If we can get this deck down to like, I believe the number here is like 20 to 25 cards. If we can get into that range, we're really.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this, Voix. We're about to get pretty close to that range right now.
That's true. That's very true. I believe that Dripfall might want to be removed from this deck.
You know, I can see that. I can see that getting removed.
Or honestly,
have we even played it? Have we played it once?
We played it a few times. We might actually want to remove Shade Splitter. Come to think of it.
I thought the plan was drags before Shade Splitters.
That's true. It's not a bad idea to get rid of the dregs, right? But we are getting close to having enough Morsel Gen to start pulling Shade Splitters, whereas the dregs do go away after the first time through.
That's a fair point. I didn't think of it that way.
Let's do a quick audit of the deck, shall we? Let's see how many cards we have after we play out everything that goes away. So we have these 3. This is 4. You're gone. This is 5, 6. We don't play this card, so I guess we count it as 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16 cards, it looks like. Did I count these? I don't know if I counted
thinking of a
these.
joke of trying to call the IRS like something card related instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got nothing though, but what are you talking about?
I'm counting how many cards we have after we play out the cards that consume themselves. And it looks like we have somewhere in the range of 18, which means that we draw through our deck every 3 turns. I believe that we want to be closing in on drawing through our deck every 2 turns if possible on a run. Okay. Which is why I've been trying to clear out dregs. Or like not maybe consider not clearing out dregs and clearing out cards like Shade Splitter or Dripfall.
I like Dripfall. I like getting rid of Dripfall, honestly.
Alright, so let's get rid of Dripfall.
I think it's done nothing for us, and it never will do anything.
It saved Penumbra for 1 round to give us an extra 20 gold, so, you know, maybe watch who you're talking about in high school. They may grow up to be, oh no, he's gone.
I don't hate getting rid of Shade Splitter. You made a compelling argument about removing dregs from the deck via playing them. We have an empty floor, right? So we can just throw them in there and let them die.
Yeah, I think we're okay to get rid of one of these.
The only issue I have with the dregs is that they will trigger the Harvest guy, right? Because the Harvest, it's Ember Wings and Harvest guy, or is Harvest guy for a different boss?
There's definitely Harvest on Sap, and I think there's a Harvest guy on this one as well.
Okay.
I think there's Harvest guy. Do you have anything you like duplicating here? I don't hate making of a morsel.
Making is good, and you know I like making. I think a little bit more here. I don't think we want to go too overboard with holdover on molded.
Yeah, it
becomes better once we get that first miner. So I think we want to increase the amount of miners in the deck.
Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. And then, of course, don't forget to bring our Penumbra up to very large. Shadow Siege, got nothing on Monstrous Penumbra.
I mean, that's not true.
I don't know. It seems pretty solid to me. I think there's no way we ever take spikes here.
Yeah, the amount of like, well, what's his name? Paravidug kills himself.
Yeah, and so does Penumbra.
Yeah, like, it's pretty bad.
It's brutal.
We don't need the money that much. Like,
yeah.
we're pretty well off right now.
This is a combat that is relatively solid for us, I think, though. Yeah. Chain of Gems on Penumbra. I guess we just play it, right? Because it's...
second floor, though, right?
Yeah, second floor for sure.
Yeah.
And put these goons top floor.
Now, do you want to cannibalize Penumbra here?
Ah, true. What if we cannibalize the Crucible Warden, though?
Oh, interesting stuff.
It's worth considering maybe, again, not playing Paraffin Thug. Penumbra does put down a lot of damage, but, you know, I think it's fine. Just the fact that we're just...
I could have been convinced to skip Paraffin Thug for now.
Yeah, it's just, it takes too long to get back to him as kind of a roll of the dice, and if we don't hit him in time, we are probably just gonna die. It's too scary, and I'm a little baby. Engine upgrade down here. He does, unfortunately, feed the beast here, unless we just throw him in front, I guess. He prevents 15.
How important is the armor, right? I think if we throw him down there, I think Penumbra still tramples to him and kills them all, right?
Yeah, it's true, but like, as I think about it, right, why not just put him in front of Penumbra?
Oh, that's a better point.
Yeah, right, I was like, I don't know why I was thinking about putting him down here when we could just do this, right? He still dies, which is his purpose, and doesn't feed armor. Huh.
And then also increases Penumbra's life.
It's true. Now, we did draw all of our moldeds at a bad timing here, and all we're doing is Rubble Morsel, so... I don't feel the greatest here. Our top floor's damage output is just really, really rough. They are not having a good one. Now the Quick Tone gets to come into play, though. Look at this Quick Tone.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Wow. And just tank this damage. Penumbra's gonna do really well in this combat.
Thank you, Penumbra. Very cool.
Yeah, thank you, Penumbra. Very cool. I think we should just throw this Prismal Dust away. I think we should just play it on Penumbra for 5.
I agree to this.
It's gonna save a bunch of 5 damages, but we really need to get into like giving this top 4 some better morsels.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna be pretty similar to how the next combat's gonna look, I think. Just generate the morsels. Consume morsel. Was this 4? So we actually don't want to play the rubble morsel up there. We'll lose a minor. Which is really weird. I always find that strange.
Not that weird.
I don't like the 7 space limit with morsels. It feels bad. I want to make like 1,000,000 morsels and feed this guy forever. I want to break the game and have morsels falling off the train because we played so many. Alas.
I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, I don't mind it that much. It's just a little sad.
What's our memories hitting for here?
Only 3.
Oh, that's sad.
It is. I think we should play a drag up here and eat it.
Yeah, and then we memories.
That's true. The cannibalize is just free, actually. Then we give Penumbra 1 lifesteal and he just goes insane. He just gets to full here.
Pretty good.
We'll
He hasn't even taken that much damage though. But okay.
No, because of the quick, right? He's actually wiping entire floors on his own. It's actually I did not realize how well Trample Penumbra does into the Wiltwing's Harvest combat. He's going insane. And we do end up having
do we just play memories into dust here because
yeah,
like get him out of the deck, right?
Yeah, why not, right? I think we're gonna put it up here. I think Penumbra's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Penumbra hasn't taken much damage because of the 5 damage shield we threw on him last turn. I forgot. How'd I forget about that?
He's having a real cool time down there.
He really is. He's having the time of his life. And we get to play 3 morsel miners just like this.
We should have taken the spikes.
I don't know about that. Penumbra would have just died. I'm not so certain about that one. But we could have, maybe.
So we're going Merchant of Steel here, right?
I feel like we have to, although like this combat is not indicative of how the run's gonna go against the big man upstairs. However,
God?
I mean, isn't that basically what Seraph is? I think it is.
I think he's like God's butler.
Yeah. You think God's cool with what's going on down here?
I think he's pretty pissed off about the whole thing.
I think that's not a wrong assessment. Oh no. Penumbra just does 688 here, huh? Fuck him up, Penumbra.
Doing a great job.
And then we cannibalize Crucible Warden. Ah, we missed it. Now, if we have a combat like that where that guy's up to 112 and we're doing 172 per round, I think that we're gonna look a little bit.
Hold on, let me crank the numbers. So
yeah.
170.
Oh, hey. Cancel the number cranking. We found Shroud Spike. We win the game.
Divided by. Hold on. I gotta add the Shroud Spike coefficient.
The Shroud Spike coefficient just makes it go to infinity. Hey, so what do you think about Kindle here?
Get away from me.
Oh, resin removal. We should have picked Furnace Tap.
Yeah. Well, what a throw.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually gotten that to work where you do like a big Ember Drain and then resin removal it away?
Yeah, when I had a run where I had like 3 Furnace Taps that had Permafrost, and I just picked resin removal and cleared some of the Ember Drain when I played them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was alright. It was interesting. I think we should. So here's how it is, right? Right path is more consistent. We get to remove. We get to make some more cards free. We get some money. Left path is a little more dice rolling. It's basically a 50-50.
So my question to you is, what do you want from the Merchant of Magic here, right?
2 -1s, and also those 2 card removals, and maybe Permafrost.
Okay. We have a lot of money. We can just do the card removals. And I understand that by that extension, we can just do card removals from the Magic Shop as well.
Yeah.
Like,
The
that
2 removals.
stop us, right?
You can look at, essentially, if we were gonna go down that line, though, you could look at this Unstable Vortex as like 400 gold, right? Because our removals cost 180 and 240.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
It just depends on how valuable removals are, which is, I think Permafrost is pretty valuable on Memories or Shroud Spike. That probably wins us the game regardless.
How much do you trust Crucible Warden to carry without having multi-strike right now?
Honestly, I think he's okay. Because of Shroud Spike, I think he's okay.
You know what? I believe in you. With Shroud Spike, I agree that I don't think we necessarily need multi-strike, and I think we get more consistent payout from the right side.
Yeah, I think that if the only way we could win was off of multi-strike, we would probably go left. However, since we don't...
Keep in mind, if we go left path, we can just Hellvent a Morsel Spike again.
That's a good point. And we are consistently having like 5-ish energy, like 4 to 5 energy with it. And just
we can play what's it called with it? Memories of the people who died.
Yeah. Memories of those guys. Oh, that's a great point. Maybe it is better to go left then. It's just, this shop is basically a coin flip, where 50% of the time we walk away with multi-strike, and 50% of the time we walk away with, like, plus 10.
Mm-hmm. I don't even hate, like, an HP upgrade, just to make sure he doesn't get, like, freaking murked right off the bat.
Alright, maybe we should go left. I like the duplicate on the Shroud Spike a lot. Alright, you've convinced me. Left it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock it in. Let me get the Pyre health too, which isn't the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's a good roll. Let's go see what's in here real quick. Oh, combustible wax for our burnout plan.
Yeah.
The wax and spike.
GG, Seraph. It's over. We have the high ground.
The wax and spike, dude. Alright. Give this guy a multi-strike, I think.
Now, do you just want to... Do we re-roll this, or do you want to just go with the HP upgrade on him?
What would you roll for?
The multi-strike.
I believe in all of my time playing, I'm pretty sure you can't roll into the same artifact, or the same upgrade twice.
No, yeah. You're right.
I honestly think that he doesn't
Large
need the health.
Stone.
Large Stone's kind of awkward. But I guess with Shroud Mitosis, it's not that bad, because we are having one space open anyway.
I think we just give him that heart.
Honestly, I think the plus 10's a little better.
I'm just worried about meeting. If he dies, like, we lose the whole game, basically.
How would he die, though?
I don't know. Like, we play him down, and then the Seraph summons 2 of those angels in a row right on him, and we don't have any morsels.
How do we not have any morsels?
I don't know. I'm worried.
It's like I respect your fear.
You're right. You are right. Like it will make it more likely that he kills him.
You know what? Actually, I've thought about it. I think this is fine.
No. Follow your heart.
No. Because like as I've thought about it, I think that this is worth more damage against Seraph than the flat 10 is. I think that this buys you one more round at least, even though it shouldn't make a big difference. Wait a minute. The plus 10's worth more. All right, lock it in. Final answer. You want to roll the shop?
What's at the artifact? What's at the artifact shop?
That's
one that's probably worth more rolling, right?
Right. The one that's juicy here is wing technology.
Is it that juicy though? We already have the necklace.
Yeah, it's not that juicy, but it is a little. But first of all, let's just go do this so it's out of the way, because I think no doubt in my mind, Shroud Spike.
Yeah.
Easy duplicate. All right.
Did we say Shroud Spike was bad in the card review?
I think we might have. No, maybe not. I don't think so.
I think we said it had the highest upside and the highest downside.
Yeah, dude, we should honestly make the card review again.
I'd be down.
We could. I think that when this next patch comes out, we could make an updated card review.
Oh baby.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
What do you wanna?
I don't think Wing Technology is worth much. I think I'd rather just re-roll, and if they're still bad, just purge a card.
I agree. Teeth of Gold. No, Light Skips is insane here.
Yeah, I like Light Skips.
That's massive. Yeah, that's massive. We just get to always damage Shield Penumbra now. Oh, that's huge. All right, cool. I mean, I guess there is like no reason not to, but I refuse to upgrade these dregs. Leave me your comments saying this is inefficient. I dare you. Help me the algorithm.
No, you know what? There's a reason.
Okay,
there is a reason. What if we desperately need a dreg to die for melting energy gain?
True. We were like, oh, we're one off. If only that drag had died. Oh, this one does have the Dark Wings. Interesting.
I told you I had Dark Wings.
You were right. I think that we're just gonna put Penumbra middle floor here.
Yeah. It was size downgrade on bottom floor, right?
Yeah, size downgrade down here, which is optimal. News. Like truly excellent. Just get a free 167 into Seraph as well, which is really nice.
And then we cannibalize Penumbra, right?
Ah.
Don't hover that over. That scared me.
Let's let it go, and then we throw the run.
I think I would actually force you to
save quit.
Save quit if you misclicked cannibalizing Penumbra.
Absolutely. I think the people watching at home would understand. Yo, the quick tone actually does so much work here if we can get to it in time. It's crazy how strong this is gonna be. So we double making up here, of course, right?
Yeah.
But I think
maybe we play a different unit first to block some damage, right?
I think it's fine to just throw like an explosive in front, right?
Yeah. And then if we mind collapse one of the angels behind it, we're pretty. He takes no damage.
I think that we actually just cruise from here, right? Because as soon as we reach, I think we got there, Cranberry. I'm pretty sure we're there.
Hell yeah!
As soon as we reach that quick tone, Penumbra actually just kind of goes insane here. These last two combats are where the quick tone is really coming to shine. Obviously, he doesn't just like, oh yeah, wait, this is the Seraph that cuts your damage shield. I forgot.
That's no big deal.
I also agree that that's no big deal. I think what that just means is that we need to Shroud Spike like at the end of the combat instead of like right now.
Yeah.
I think that Shroud Spiking now is bad.
We do have 2 Shroud Spikes, keep that in mind.
Do you think it's better to Gem Trove or Engine Upgrade here?
I think it is better to Engine Upgrade.
I agree.
The more, as we've been talking about, the shield isn't worth that much because of Seraph purging our shields from us.
Yeah. It's weird. The Gem Trove has been pretty worthless on this combat, or on this in this entire run, honestly. Also, fun fact: this Light Wings before the most recent balance patch would not have been stunned.
Oh.
This was something that they changed. I wanted to point it out because ever since that patch, I've been waiting for the run to go, haha, thank you for this change. Haha, thank you for this change. He used to apply his halving of the effects before he summoned. Or after he summoned, and now he does it before. Sorry, I couldn't parse that properly. Before.
I think you're just like morsel mining, mitosising, and then putting dust on Penumbra here, right?
Yeah, but we can also just Shade Splitter.
You can
use the damage shield to block the entire hit. I think it's fine to lose that Rubble Morsel. Why does this Rubble Morsel look so weird?
I think the quick effect on Umbra Penumbra is like making him look like he's in a cool vaporwave video.
Oh my god, he is. He's in a cool vaporwave video. He's in that one video that those kids like, the Macintoshes.
Oh.
I wonder if it was ever right to Morsel Miner Shroud Mitosis Penumbra so we don't get threatened by this double heavy wave, but like it should.
That would have been a cool idea.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it maybe was correct because now I think we're going to get hurt, but I think we would always get hurt by this full
We're leaking
play.
a little bit here.
It's okay though. We've recovered. We actually have not been hit since the last moment that we were hit on 4-2.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, we didn't take any damage since. We're gods. I don't know if you noticed. I see at 60. Oh, because one of those was a lifesteal morsel. Like, why did he increment 2? Where'd that come from? Where's that 2 damage from? Alright. Yeah, we're gonna take like 20, probably. But it's okay. We'll take 20 again from this guy. But I still think it's okay. I guess we could feed Penumbra, but I think it's not worth it.
I agree.
I think it's fine to just throw a drag down in front and tank this hit. But actually, the drag lives, doesn't it?
No, it dies.
No, it lives because of the quick.
Oh, fuck you. That's not... I mean, it's fine. It doesn't matter, really, but, like...
It's interesting.
At least he doesn't get Ember Drained.
Yeah. No Ember Drain at all is pretty nice here. And now what is this? This is round... That's the second Pyro Wing, so this will be the third, and this will be round 6, I believe. Oh, we only take 10. I forgot about Vapor Funnel. Or I didn't calculate the damage correctly. This is wave 6, and then the next wave is the armor to start wave 7. So after the next wave, we can... Actually, I think it's fine to just spike right now.
I was gonna say it last turn. You were kind of going on a tear though, so I wanted to let you finish. But I agree. I agree. Just because we have 2 spikes, I think now is as good a time as any. Especially because we hit Rebel Morsels last turn.
Yeah, I agree.
Not even for the shield, just for the actual stat upgrades, basically. What do you think about? What do you think about morsel? What do you think about morsel mining Penumbra here, and then spiking it?
Oh,
we
the
don't
drag's
have
alive.
room. Fucking drag.
We can do it on the next one. Oh yeah, wow.
Well, I think
122
the next
times
one.
2.
I think the next one we're just doing on
Yeah, for the damage shield.
him still. Yeah.
I think that because this is it's a coin flip here. I think that he can hit either one of these 4s here. But I think he's supposed to damage or hit us on the top 4 here. But I think it's a 50-50. I'm not 100% certain. Ah, too bad.
Coward.
That's okay. I mean, it sucks a little bit, but that's okay. But now we don't lose anymore.
Mitosis now.
Right.
On Penumbra.
No, I think this is final wave. I think we just put all of our eggs up here and we can win off a damage shield.
Yeah.
I think we can take this one.
I did not notice the final wave notification.
It's not final wave yet. This is the steel wings on Seraph always indicates it's final wave. This is your indicator that like, hey, it's about to go down. Guess we play this for the damage shield.
Yeah,
There's not really a great reason not to. Oh, we get to +3 our dead units or memories, which we are about to draw. Maneuver. I think we should draw memories plus spike here together. It is likely.
Yeah, likely, not guaranteed.
It is possible, perhaps even plausible. Oh wait, one of those morsels actually lived. What the hell? Too bad.
We get memories dust, which is still pretty good.
Yeah. Not the worst.
We wanna wait on it?
Nah, I don't think so. I think the odds of us hitting are just too low. This is a free cannibalize though.
Hell yeah.
Decent.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say something and then it was wrong, so I stopped saying it.
Nah, feel free.
No, it was like strictly wrong. I was like, do we want to play? I forgot that we didn't have spike. I thought we had spike there. I was like, do we maybe want to spike the morsel jewel here instead? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Let's see. I think we should, by the way, yeah, there's never a reason not to mold it for another miner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, look at that miner. He's a 30-31. If we were to put this guy down against Seraph, he would hit Seraph one time. What an animal. What an absolute legend. Yeah, okay, I think we have it. I'm gonna ping this guy away.
That does make sense.
Like, I was about to say it doesn't matter, but then I remember that killing the units on Seraph's floor do matter.
Let me bring up the calculator here.
Mm-hmm, okay.
So let's say we're at 37 right now. Let's say we have 44 damage shield. Divided by 3. That's 14 rounds. So 14 times... How much damage are we doing right now?
A lot.
350-ish?
Let's see. We're about to do
it's closer than you might think, but it is definitely enough.
Well, it's actually it is 462, and we have 50.
Okay, it got a lot less close real quick.
Yeah, it's I wish that the goodbye Penumbra. Yes. We meet again, Seraph. For the final time. Time to bring out our ultimate move. Morsel Miner. Replicate.
Obliterate. Oh.
Use your clone jutsu. This floor, like, unironically, these guys would do like an actual lot of damage to Seraph, right?
Oh yeah.
If they didn't get eaten, these 3 units, like these 4 units would do so much damage. Wait, what? They would hit Seraph, like each one of these would do 80. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's actually like 1,000 damage from them. I'm pretty sure, something like that.
It's pretty sick.
All right, Seraph. Do you think we're gonna get the extortion here? Are we gonna get the extra money? No, too bad.
No.
Yeah, so we took a total of 10 damage after Daedalus. Like no, after 4-2, we took 10 damage on the rest of the run.
Pretty good, pretty good.
This is my new understanding about Umbra melting, is that once you get past Daedalus, the run is kind of just home free, as long as you walked away with a unit that said Gorge and a reasonable plan.
I think we got a little lucky there too.
Yeah, I mean, finding...
we got the hammer, we got fossilized Fangs. Like we got some good stuff.
Yeah, the Shroud Spike on 4/7 was very nice. New personal record for damage shield applied.
Yo, you crushed it.
Yeah, for real. Let's take a look at the run summary. I want to look at this, right? So we took 5 damage. This was a preventable 5. We took 26 from the Spikes boy, and then nothing until Seraph. Yeah, almost like every trial too. The run was, you look at this run and you show me this, and I go, yeah, that looks pretty strong. And then it was actually a horrible struggle.
Mm-hmm.
We did it, Cranberry. Not even Umbra melting can destroy us.
Our friendship somehow
lives on.
Continues.
Is this 7?
I believe it's 7, but I'm not 100% certain.
I do believe, after playing and thinking about this game enough, I do believe there are some numerically unwinnable runs, particularly in Stygian Main. But
yeah, I can see that being
I think that if you don't start with Frostbite and you start with Spell Weakness, there are some runs that are just unwinnable no matter how you play it. You just don't have the numbers to add up, but... outside
if you're forced to take Spell Weakness and you get no good damaging spells and you're forced to try to Frozen Lance floor 2 boss down, it's a little messy.
It is painful. I have perhaps considered that maybe in that circumstance, if you don't have a strong starter, you're supposed to pick Conduit. However, I have not tried it yet.
That also seems not good.
Conduit Tethys does do literally double the damage of Spell Weakness, so... might be better for killing bosses. I don't know. Hopefully we never have to find out, is all I have to say. Yeah. Another co-op episode down. We made it.
Hooray.
How's it feel, Cranberry?
It feels great over at twitch.tv/cranberrygod. It feels great over there currently.
Where you are currently streaming?
Probably at the time of this video being uploaded, yes.
All right. Perhaps not at the time of the video being over, however.
Yeah.
But,
well, how long is this video right now?
2 hours.
Ah, fuck me. Probably not then.
You never know. Even if he's not live, you should go follow him. There will be a link in the description for you to go click, so you don't even have to type it into your browser. I know that's a lot of work. Yeah. Anything you'd like to say before we do the outro?
Again, congrats on the 1K subs.
Oh, thank you.
Pretty cool. Good work.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I don't think I could have done it without you.
That's not true.
The co-op videos, perhaps. And the relic reviews and all of that, you never know. I don't look at the analytics enough to know. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to refresh the video and watch the ad 100 times. And also leave a like. Subscribe as well if you would like, and please feel free to comment down below how Cranberry and I are an unstoppable duo for this game. And we will see you next week for another episode of Co-op. Farewell.